I suppose every woman cries at some point when she's getting dressed, because the image in the mirror is not exactly how she sees herself, but how she imagines that the world sees her. I don't know which version of myself is real, the one that I see or the one that I feel. Feel better. Hello, darlings. I am Cassandra George Sturgis. Welcome to my channel, Authentic Beauty Handmade Dolls and Crafts. In this video, I am going to show you how to make panties and a bra for your sock doll, Josephine. Thank you so much for watching. The first thing you want to do is trace your bra pattern for your doll onto a folded piece of fabric. And as you can see here, I am pinning it together just to make sure that everything remains in place. I traced it with a pen. I usually prefer my Jelly Roll pen, which I really don't know where I placed it. So now I am cutting out the pattern, and I know it looks pretty weird as opposed to the way people typically make their bras, but because I make, well, guys, I think I told you before, in case you didn't know, I don't have a seamstress background, or I'm not, I don't have an artistic background. I'm a psychologist, and so this is how I figure things out, just by, looking at it and saying, oh, let me see if this is going to work. I was reading a book about American history, and they had a map in the book of the globe flattened. And so just imagine an orange peel, and if you were to flatten the orange peel, what that would look like. And looking at the globe flattened is what inspired me to make my doll's bosom and buttocks, and everything that I make. It just really inspired me from looking at the flattened globe of a map of the earth. I think that was like back in the 1400s or 1600s. Look, I'm terrible with dates, but that is what inspires a lot of my art. I just thought it was so interesting how they created a ball. So as you can see from the pictures, you're going to sew the triangular areas together, and this is going to give you a nice little cup for your doll's bra. And then after you sew those areas together, you're going to take a piece of stretchy lace and you're going to sew it completely around the cups, and you're also going to sew a piece of lace at the bottom as well. Do you know that the majority of women who sew and make bras for a living, who live in third world countries, cannot afford to own or buy a bra? No. Did you know that? The typical workers who live in places like Sri Lanka or China, they work in sweatshops, they make about 25 cents an hour. And a bra is considered to be a very complicated garment to make. It has several pieces, and it's considered to be a luxury. And another thing I learned about bras is that most women think that wearing a bra will prevent their bosom from sagging, but research shows and doctors have found no matter what you do, they're going to sag. Mother Nature is going to that's just going to happen, whether you wear a bra every day, if you sleep in a bra or not. I just think it's so interesting how every subject that you can think of tells a story of human history. The first person who patented the design for a bra, her name was Mary Phelps, and this was back in, I think, like 1907, and she was like a very wealthy person. She was going to a ball, and she had her maid put together 2 handkerchiefs, and she sewed them together and put a ribbon in the middle, and she patented it and she sold it. But yeah, even bras have a history. And back then, the only women who were able to wear bras, just like now, were women who have a certain amount of wealth. So guys, if you are uncomfortable with my dolls are anatomically correct, and if you are not comfortable, I'm going to ask you to please click away now. But thank you for watching. So now we're going to go ahead and try on Josephine's bra to make sure it fits okay before we add the hooks and the straps. So I should have checked sooner, but I didn't. I just kind of felt like this is going to work. So what I'm doing now is I am testing the straps in the back to make sure that it's nice and tight. And once I find the perfect spot, I'm going to mark that so I can sew the hooks in. But I'm also going to sew a lace at the bottom of that. So I just use a stick pin to let me know this is exactly where I want to put the hooks. So after I sew the lace at the bottom of the bra, I go ahead and I put a little rosette, little magenta color that I'm in love with, a little pop of color to just kind of bring it to life. I sew that on as well. I think you could maybe hot glue the rosette in place, but I don't know if I would do that for that fabric because I'm not sure if it would show or not, or if it would come off. It's not a big deal, guys. It's a doll. But anyway, so I'll go ahead and sew that on. And after I finish sewing the rosette on, what I'm going to do is get a piece of lace, the same lace that I'm using to trim the, to add as a trim around the cuffs and the bottom of the bra strap. I'm using that for the straps. It's a stretchy lace, and I really like it. So these are the hooks that I'm using for the back of the bra, and they're really easy to sew on. And it just, to me, I like it because it makes everything look really neat and polished. So now I am preparing to sew the straps onto the bra, and I already measured Josephine, and I know this is going to be a perfect fit. This lace is nice and stretchy and beautiful. It's just very nice to work with, and it was only $1.99 at Joann's. And finding nice and stretchy lace I have found to be challenging. But another thing you can do is go to the hair section, and you can find I think like a headband, like a thin headband, a lacy headband, or you can go to the beauty supply store. Whenever I see stretchy lace, I just buy it, especially when it's on sale or cheap, because it always makes something look a little bit more feminine and pretty. Now we are all set to try on the bra for Josephine. I'm so excited, and it fits perfect. I'm very pleased with it. I think I probably should have measured more along the way, but I just wanted to eyeball it and get a feel for it, because I've made bras before. But I'm very pleased with this product. I love the colors, and I just love it. I just love this rich green bra for my doll. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to making her panties, which are really easy. Now, I wasn't thinking, but I should have hemmed the edges of the panties before attaching the ends together. So what you should do is take the ends and just go ahead and either sew the edges, or you can glue the edges. And then you're going to use a piece of stretchy lace, and you're going to sew it around the waistband, and it's going to connect the two ends of the back and the front together. And child, you are done with these panties. Making Josephine's panties is a very quick and easy little DIY project. But while we are making her panties, I have some fun facts about panties. Researchers have found that you can look at a woman's panties, and it will tell you a lot about her personality. And I'm quite sure that now that I have said it, you can immediately say yep without even giving it a lot of thought. So what they found is that women who wear G-strings and thongs tend to be women who are more confident and they feel good about their bodies, and they're more creative, and they have higher levels of self-esteem in terms of, feeling good and their expectations of men, and high maintenance as well. And research shows that women who prefer white cotton panties tend to be low maintenance. They tend not to wear makeup, and they're just they're easy to get along with, very laid back, and submissive. I just think that's pretty interesting, huh? My initial plan was not to sew the edges of the panties, but I decided that it did not look polished enough, and I was a little bit too impatient to sew it, even though I probably should have gone ahead and sewn it. But I decided to go ahead and glue it instead. So I'm using my fabric fuse glue, which I love. I love it, love it, love it. It's a very good glue, and it clears extremely dry and fast. So I'm using a toothpick, and I'm just going to take a little bit of the fabric fuse glue and trace it along the edges of the panties, and that's how I'm going to hem the edges. Here is another little fun fact about panties and bras. The UK typically sells the highest number of the largest bra cup sizes, and Japan usually sells the most of the smallest bra sizes. I think that is pretty interesting. And also, women in Italy, they tend to wear red panties as a way to celebrate the new year, because they consider them to be very lucky. Now, for me personally, this is so interesting. I have several pair of red panties, but I wear them because I always feel like they stimulate my root chakra, and the root chakra is responsible for grounding you. It's responsible for your money, for taking care of your body, your health. And so the color is red, and so I usually wear my red panties when I feel like I need to ground myself, and I need to maybe stop spending so much. So I just think it's pretty interesting. I think it's interesting also that in 2005, they tried to fine people for wearing pants that showed their underwear, and this bill did not pass. But I think, if you're going to fine somebody for showing their underwear, you should also fine them for having their butt cheeks out in their shorts. I mean, I don't want to see either. But anyway, I don't know. I just think it's pretty interesting. So, guys, we are almost finished making Josephine's panties, and then in the next video in this series, we are going to do a little brief fashion show for Josephine, where I have come up with 7 outfits to make from socks that I think are quick, easy, and fun for your sock doll. You're going to love this fashion show, and then we probably won't see Josephine for a while. So now we're trying on her panties, and let's see how they're fitting. They are fitting perfectly. I know there's a doll inside of you who is just dying to come to life, but only you can breathe life into her. Thank you so much for watching.